True to its name, Manja Pamodzi, meaning working together, is thriving in contributing to the green economy agenda through creating awareness of the benefits of recycling post-consumer solid waste such as plastic, cardboards and paper, while also offering business opportunities to the local communities, more so the women. Even though solid waste continues to be a threat to the environment and our communities, the Zambian Breweries Manja Pamodzi initiative is one response that has seen a reduction in the disposal of waste by empowering communities.
According to the World Population Review of 2022, Lusaka is estimated to have a population of 3 million and produces about 2,700 tons of waste every day, as the generation rate per person is estimated at 0.9 kilogram. For years, waste management has emerged as one of the greatest challenges facing Lusaka City. It is not a new problem though, but the volume of waste being generated continues to increase at a faster rate than the ability of the city authorities to improve on the financial and technical resources needed to parallel this growth. This has resulted in the creation of a public health problem where drainage systems are clogged by the refuse. This unavoidably leads to the transmission of communicable but avoidable diseases such as cholera and typhoid during the rainy season. As a result, Zambia Breweries in 2015 responded to this problem with an initiative called Manja Pamodzi, Hands Together, aimed to create a sustainable recycling value chain in Lusaka, reduce waste, and improve the livelihood of waste collectors and aggregators. 7 years later, the Digest team follows up on the initiative to highlight some achievements scored and what future opportunities the Manja Pamodzi project guarantees. Pemba Chate, Manja Pamodzi Foundation Limited Operations Manager, and Bridget Wembia Banda, Manja Pamodzi Foundation Limited Project Coordinator, explain how they engage communities through awareness and some of the self-sustaining strategies that have seen the project succeed and still growing strong.
So one of the first sensitization that I would talk about that we've embarked on is engaging schools. As you know, in schools we meet children, and once we disseminate this information to children, sensitize them about the importance of waste management. When they go home, these are the ones that will tell their parents, their guardians to say, this is what we learned at school. And they will start implementing it from their homes. The next what we do is also via media, through media platforms. We tell people what Manja Pamodzi is all about, and we encourage them to do waste separation at source, and also encourage them on the management of waste. And also in the public, we also do district cleanups in the communities, where we bring people together in that community, tell them about what our project is, and it's worked well, and it's working well.
So it's in its initial stages, Manja Pamodzi carried out what we call district cleanups, where we had consultation with the ward development committees, where we identified people from the communities, maybe 100, and then made groups of 10. So when these district cleanups were held, we picked the top performing collectors, and those are the ones that we empowered with the aggregator sites. Now the aggregator sites are places where there are more buyback centers, where people from the community can take their waste and sell it to the aggregator there, and then the aggregator will sell it to the processor. So when these district cleanups are held, we sort of sensitize the community, teach them what sort of waste is valuable, carry out trainings to educate them on what type of plastic to collect, which types are more valuable, the pricing, and there on out. And the benefits are that when we pick out these collectors or the aggregators, we don't only teach them about the waste, we also carry out small programs where we can just teach them on financial management, how they can handle their small businesses and grow from there. So currently the Manja Pamodzi is operational, we can say, all over Lusaka. We are present in Chunga, Matero, Kanyama, Chawama, Kadikiliki. So basically all over Lusaka, we have, where we don't have aggregator sites, we do collections from those areas. We just have identified some people, because sometimes it's not always that we identify collectors via the DCPs. There's just people who may see the truck running and they're interested to start collecting for us, and then we give out our numbers and they become our collectors. So we are currently present roughly all over the city.
So one of the strategies or aims that we are working at now is bringing all the stakeholders in the value chain together. So starting from the collectors, aggregators, onto the processors. We want to bring them together. We want to collaborate and see how best can we work together instead of all the three or all the stakeholders working in their individual capacities. So we want to work together as a team. And also aside from that, we're looking at value addition. So what value do we add to these plastic waste or paper waste? So that more comes in with the processors. So the more we add value to the plastic that's being recycled, the more benefit it will be to the collector, because the processor is going to sell that value-added plastic at a higher cost, and the more he sells it at a higher cost, the more it will be easy for the collector to benefit more from the collections that they're doing. And also one thing that we are embarking on and that we are calling on is we are calling upon all stakeholders to come on board. As you may be aware, the population keeps on increasing. So there's a high demand for water, I would say, water bottles, juices. So the FMCG companies are producing more to meet the demand that's out there. And as they produce more, the more waste is being generated. So we want all these to come on board. And as they come on board, it will be now easier for us to make other strategic goals that we have in mind and make Manja Pamodzi grow. And also the other thing that we are doing is through DCP, the district cleanups. So these are some of the strategies that we embark on that can bring more collectors on board and also sensitize other people as well. The program is self-sustaining, and it started in 2015, which is way back. And why do I say it's self-sustaining? It's still there, it's thriving. People have had income from it, and we are not just cleaning the environment, so it's twofold. We are killing two birds with one stone. So we clean the environment, we also try to empower people by setting up enterprises. So how do we set up enterprises? We have a chain of collectors, a network of collectors and aggregators, and these collect these materials and they sell them to recyclers, and we support them as they are doing that. And people are still doing that even now, and more people are coming on board. So that indeed shows that it's really self-sustaining. And we would want, perhaps the next 7 years that we have this conversation, we would look back and say, well, it's really grown. It's all over Zambia, and it's going elsewhere else.
Manja Pamodzi is not only bringing together of hands in the community and relevant stakeholders to clean up the environment, but also creates enterprise opportunities through collectors and aggregators. The collectors gather PET plastic bottles, cardboard and other recyclable materials from targeted areas in their communities. And one such a person is Margaret Mwanza Mutonga.
Pano ni madoba, mabottles, yosiana sana. Ni madoba na cardbox, HD na clear. Madoba. Visezi, vantu wambo understand kudala vinzoseka. kuti muntu adoba mabottle sometimes akuza ule mkashana wa mwisho yu adoba mabottles, but these days ukambodoba bantu ambiri wambopasa support, wakupasa support mchite continue ngati wadoba mushe so umapanga sometimes 40 something kaya uzadoba vose so doba chimozi uzadoba card box ungavidobe mixed but ukafika pano vista separate ndafya chichonse china mtengo wake mu wiki so ngati ufuna usunga kuno ndrama ngati uleta ufuna per month kone ndrama mine uzankala nayo wamatisungira pano even kafika month ndobo kupasa sometimes unkala nayo 700 so mafuta nitapita mu mankala ya mbili zapeza tukapita loko uenda udoba so pera ngwakuza wewe ni madoba hivi ni wakawalala vintu vatu vimaso wa makomboni so ma challenges ya mankala mbili so ufunko ku making sure kuona ati chaneni chita ichi sinista concentrate pa muntu because ukamboshita concentrate pa muntu sunga dobi puru kudala panwa kalboleta ichani enzo nkala koyoko sako upeza ati ufuna ushita business uzashita business wa muntu ngati wa bolo kozafuna tu kongole but these days olongashite business uzaza ati nikadoba sina kongole ku muntu but nshinza bwezera hapo nikadoba just because sini kongola ku muntu.
Aggregators buy the material in bulk and process it into bundles that are then sold to recycling companies to be processed into usable items such as tissue. Chama Kapia is an aggregator managing the Chivolia site in Kanyama compound.
Into yesu kupokelera ifisoso na material kuma collectors. Funga tu apokelera materials kuma collectors kutwala kuri ma processors. Into yesu kushita ama materials ngatu ashita sometimes mu material ya mwene abara kuletera eyo turanda HD o kankoyo bura mwine mkankoyo mula sangwa ko tupipi to tuma dish mula sangwa ko na plastiki of which kuri processors eti tutwale fionse pamo mu material mu chisaka chimo mule sangwa HD mule sangwa EOD mule sangwa pipi kufita separate to asenda pipi kuivika masaka eka ero HD na ina eka EOD eka ekutwala kuri processor ero nga muri kona fina kuifuniamo ine kutina landa tipa kwamba wa aggregate na mbile kwati collector pantu na ine wine na detola tulepera direct wa Manja Pamodzi taso wa Manja Pamodzi wa shiri salati kanshi since walikosa wewe unetwala kupela wa aggregate ifyo na tampile wa aggregate fila tutakuwa affect na turapanga kolosi munshiranshi bala kuletera 10 kg muri 10 kg limbita usotingire bwino kwisa sanga muri 5 kg rubbish so yali nchina yakale collector kwisa checkinga muri rubbish ya bala bikamo na fima bwo muri rubbish ya 10 ya 5 kg muri 10 kg nchwa pangalosi in terms of profit tulashita walashita pali 4 kwacha washita pali 5 kwacha 1 kwacha profit maybe 50 ngwe maybe 1 kwacha 50 ngwe yo tuafurisha ma transport no kulipira ma workers before na kwetefeka business na kwetaka shop kona le running so na after kwamba bu collect na shile sangamo more interest muri materials than shop that's why na shile deka shop na lalira ku finyala la ififini na ituafurisha sana pa first twale chura pakuta tulipire nangu mwana kusukuru bati rero natukwanisho kulipira aba ture kwanisho kulipira aba na kusukuru mwali pusha na grade 12 apato alikuwa takona katuru muzi house ama challenges naralanda kwambila kuma collectors ama collectors twakwata ni bantu amwa wako complicated pantu majanki o ma street kids so understanding ya we ali shupako panono ala kushitishia lero ubushikunga mwesho kuloresha ku fence ukukwali wa fence leza wa bali funia ubushiku kuisa mukusenda futi following the baisa mukushitisha sometimes no kutoba ma container balatoba no kocha bantu bashire uchapo kontomo se fionse fi ali mukati so challenges pamula ndwa area ni vitu fifibili area na ma collectors twakwata
First of all, we have a very good working relationship with the brewery, and they brought on board Manja Pamodzi, a community initiative meant to help solve the waste management challenge that we're experiencing in the city. You may wish to know that we are one of the most urbanizing cities in the Southern Africa. That comes with a lot of challenges, among them waste management. So Manja Pamodzi has been handy in bid to foster community-led solutions vis-a-vis the landfill diversion of waste for the purposes of recycling. As you can see, products like this are made from plastic. All these are made from recycled plastic. My hang wires there, all those are made from plastic that is picked within the city. So you can see the potential of, first of all, creating jobs, the potential of solving problems if we come together, the potential of private sector engagement, and also actualizing SDG number 17 on partnerships. Right now, I think we have diverted about 15,000 tons of municipal solid waste using the Manja Pamodzi model. Manja Pamodzi has really helped us to divert waste from final disposal, which is stressing our landfill. It has also helped us clean up the environment. You know, we have that mandate. We have also contributed to greening the economy, actualizing the circular economy, and also providing jobs for people who are involved in this waste management value chain, and also providing raw materials to the industries who produce products from plastic or any other waste they recycle. Yeah, so I think it's a good model that I would encourage other councils and also the companies that are domiciled in these local authorities to come out using their social corporate responsibility, create a special purpose vehicle that can specifically deal with the challenges that people are experiencing. It could be water and sanitation, it could be waste management, it could be anything. But the Manja Pamodzi model, it has grown big now into a limited company that can now, go full-blown across the country and ensure that they complement the efforts of these local authorities, the efforts of government in solving the waste management problem. I wish to also to add that waste management is very diverse. It cannot be solved by local authorities alone. It's important that we create SMEs, small medium enterprises that can, be on the other side of the chain and help us recycle as much as we can. Yeah.
I think it's no secret that solid waste management is a big challenge in this country. So from the initiation program in 2015-2016, the amount of waste that we have seen to be recycled has been quite a lot. So we have educated people, we go into schools as well, we have impacted we carry out training in the schools. So apart from just ensuring that these materials are recycled, we've also seen to it that people know the importance and the value of waste. We teach them about segregation and just things that are really important pertaining to waste management. So I think Manja Pamodzi is, if not one of the founding pioneers of recycling in this country on the scale that it is at now, because from the initiation program up to now, we have seen a lot of other processors come on board, seeing the value of waste, and other people taking up and trying to build a model similar to Manja Pamodzi. So I think the impact is quite big.
Bro, I'll be honest and frank with you. There are other companies, well, I wouldn't want to mention their names. They've got their recycling projects in-house, but they haven't had much success as Manja Pamodzi has had. Why do I say so? So the success in terms of cleaning up, in terms of the tonnages collected, as of date we've collected more than 14,000 metric tons of recyclable material. So now imagine that's 14,000 metric tons. That was material that would have been buried or burnt, but it's been reclaimed back from the environment, from our communities. And it's also had a beneficial impact on the community and individuals. Individuals have been able to collect this, sell it to processors. And it's better, it's had a positive impact on their lives. I'll tell you that some of our aggregators that we have are able to send their children to school through the aggregation of plastic waste. Others have even built houses out of that. So it's a positive impact that Manja Pamodzi has had as compared to these others, and that's why we are calling on these other manufacturing companies, like the name itself, Manja Pamodzi, to put hands together, and we make this project or program spread out to all the parts of Zambia. We make it a better initiative. We make it something that will stand the test of time, and only if they come on board will that be achieved. We can't do it on our own. We need all the manufacturing companies to fully come on board, and we work together as a team.
Noza kwa zimayanzanga kuti these days, life ya these days niyovuta. Ukaembekezera ati maybe wamuna wanga chabe wanipaso. Zambona maybe mwamuna nuoipa. Olo alibo zambu kwamba ati aliba ntana. So mfunoza kwa zimayanzanga kuti 10 milile azimai. 10 milile pachincha noza zati sizanipasa loss. Because kudoba maboto singa kupase loss. Su kongola ndrama minoza doba hijanishini yako.
Business isuma sana. Pantu iringirine taifu hapo na capital. Uwenga taukwete capital kwamba fyo kuitorera. Ureitorera mkuitorera wala panga capital. And then kwamba kushita. So isuma sana. Abali interested kuchibaisa utoko kubasambilisha. Noko batita connect fyo batu tire kuba Manja Pamodzi. Pantu Manja Pamodzi asile tusambilisha noko tuta connect ma processors.
If I'm able to not discard the plastic bottle that I have. I buy a drink, I buy water that's in a plastic bottle, and I don't throw it carelessly, but I put it in a place that I know will be picked up and recycled. That will go a long way. So Zambia has a population close to 17 million, more than. So now imagine if each individual do that. We would reduce the plastic waste that's going to our local dump site, especially Chunga. You'll find at the end of the day, Chunga will be a place with no plastic waste. So my appeal is to every individual out there, every Zambian out there, every citizen out there, that we need to start with ourselves to ensure that we don't dispose of waste indiscriminately. If it's meant to be recycled, let's see how we can help that plastic waste, that bottle or that paper, that cardboard is recycled. If it's something that we really can't recycle or can't further use, then that is what we would want to end at the dump site.
I think from our homes, we could start from our homes. It starts with how we're raising our children. We could just be, it's the small things. If you see you're raising your child, you see them throwing, if you encourage them to throw paper in a paper bin, plastic in a plastic bin, we are creating a habit. So as they grow older, they'll know that this bottle I'm throwing here is actually money. And if we raise a crop of young children who are aware of the importance of segregation, we won't have some of the challenges that we're having now. Because even in waste management, the biggest challenge, I think the processors will agree, the collectors will agree, is the segregation. So I think from an individual level, from as simple as a household level, I think it's just, we create the habit of segregating the waste at source. And then for processing, for processors, for companies, industry partners, I think we need more collaboration. Because true to its name, Manja Pamodzi, we need more hands together to ensure that this project goes further. The more people that come on board, the larger impact the project will have.
Maybe just a message out there that waste management has a potential to create jobs. It has a potential to solve social ills, environmental ills, and also just bring about community enhancement through job creation, and also we can fight climate change through sustainable waste management practices. For example, we can make chess pieces, we can chess boards, we can make benches, and enhance these social activities in the communities. So I think added to the Manja Pamodzi model, we should be able to diversify and look at other areas also that can help suck up most of this waste from the environment through community participation.
That is all for this week, but before I go, I'll leave you with a quote from Enoch Mwewa, Environmental Savers Zambia Executive Director, and I quote, "Manja Pamodzi, together we can make the environment safer, cleaner, and healthy." Did you know that each time you recycle, you save trees, oceans, including all forms of life? Bottle, plastic, and paper are not trash. You can send us your feedback by dropping us an email at documentaryzambia.com or simply drop us an inbox on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for the pleasure of your company. Goodbye.